That's for sure. Both players typically at the top of the standings. Flooded Strand, Grief, pitching, Troll of Khazad-dûm. Let's take a look at what Herman's holding. All right, Herman throwing the cards on the battlefield. Brainstorm ×2, Dauthi Voidwalker selected, bunch of lands, Reanimating Grief, takes a Brainstorm.
Reanimator, Dauthi.
Oh, Dolphy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. So Herman misunderstood. Actually reanimating Dauthi Voidwalker. So Dauthi Voidwalker enters on John's side. Passing the turn.
It like came over my feed that it's
I guess if I knew you were on Shadow, I would just reanimate my troll. I just saw a bunch of blue-black lands, and I assumed it was the mirror.
stuff like that. Like, is that playable?
All right, so assuming it was the mirror, John pointing out, I would have just reanimated the Troll of Khazad-dûm had I known you were on Shadow. Here's a ponder for John. These players play against each other or at the same events pretty regularly, know what each other are playing roughly. But the Watery Graves reveal that Herman is on Shadow, paying 2 life on purpose. Here's Brainstorm. Pick up the hand now. I believe the hand was 2 more copies of Watery Grave and then a Brainstorm, or maybe a Delta and a Watery Grave. Death Shadow. Deck that's been in Legacy for a while, of course. Famous for being relevant in Modern. The blue-black tempo decks tend to be not Shadow these days. All right, 2 days is fired off, trying to stop this Ponder, and then saving the Ponder in the end. Bunch of cards under the Dauthi Voidwalker's Void counter. So Dauthi Voidwalker will be difficult to block, but it's also not good at blocking itself. So we'll see if Herman could get some threats on the board. Cracking a Misty Rainforest successfully.
Okay.
The Death Shadow decks usually have some number of Water Graves and 1 or 2 Underground Seas. Here's Death Shadow. It's a 2/2 right now. Sometimes they have Street Wraith in hand to cycle to pay 2 life. Force of Will, of course, cost a life. Watery Grave costs life. Reanimates are often in these Death Shadow decks. Long before the blue-black tempo decks of Legacy had Reanimates, Death Shadow was doing it first. To reanimate either Street Wraith or these days they also have Troll of Khazad-dûm. Death Shadow can make some neat plays. Sometimes you just have the games where they turn 1, cycle Street Wraith and reanimate it, and some Swamp Walk 3/4 goes the whole way.
I don't care what's going on. I'm gonna shuffle this.
When you're a Legacy Death Shadow player too, at any given time, the amount of Swords to Plowshares and Solitudes floating around will affect your win rate quite a bit. I don't know if Herman's making a metagame call necessarily to run Death Shadow right now, but Could be. I've known Herman to do such a thing. Look around the room and say, you know what beats these people? Some Death Shadow. That's Herman's way of thinking. Polluted Delta cracking here. So quite a few cards under the void. It's going to be very difficult for Herman to get a Murktide cast, that's for sure. Attacking with a 3/3.
You don't have to point that. Oh, I'm
His brother?
Now another Shadow. Herman calling it his brother. Brainstorm and response.
Oh,
Isn't it?
well, I can
Four.
put the land card this right.
No. What happens when you root trigger? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's part of the trigger. I can throw that.
No. Sorry, I forgot the separate process. Okay,
His
that's fine.
brother resolved.
Okay. Brother resolves. 2 Death Shadows. It's going to be quite a clock. Wasteland. Bowmaster. Do we really want to lower Herman's life total? I guess so. Attack with the Voidwalker. Of course, the Bowmaster and Orc Army can block, so slows things down a bit. But I don't know if this Voidwalker can successfully race these 2 Death Shadows on Herman's side. If Herman has removal, John is in deep trouble. Even one removal spell could be a problem. These are 7/7s now.
There are 7/7s.
They are currently 7/7.
Herman answering precisely, they are currently 7/7s. That could change. Herman has a fetch land available. Fetch shock. They become 9/9s. Or 10/10s, actually.
Block one of them.
Okay.
Take 7.
Blocking 1, taking 7. Going to 7. All right, a shadow blocker in Voidwalker, so the shadow mechanic. I don't know. What were they thinking? What were they thinking when they made the shadow mechanic? All right, cycling Troll of Khazad-dûm. It's 1996. They got to put out a new set in 1997 called Tempest. Let's design a mechanic called Shadow. Come on, folks. This is crazy.
It goes to the exam.
Your boy.
My boy.
Proceed.
All right, that Troll of Khazad-dûm ends up exiled with a void counter on it. There's no way this will be annoying in 2024. Yeah, exactly.
I guess I'm gonna win this. Am I gonna somehow?
I think Dorothy Voidwalker is super cool. Kidding aside. I really like that girl.
Animate Dark Grief.
Animate Dead on Grief. Could be a chump blocker.
Two moves. Still not sure what to do.
Attacking the Voidwalker. Do we block with the Voidwalker?
I will block.
Sure.
Now,
They go into
que-
each other's void? No,
Now
they
the-
do not.
I think that one goes to my graveyard. Well, this one definitely goes to your void. Because that's going to my graveyard. But I don't know where this one goes.
I think this goes to your graveyard.
Right. Because like it's state-based damage, and then it goes to my graveyard. So it's only checking to see if it goes to your graveyard.
Right.
So I think that's correct. Judge? Oh, he's not. All right, so I am blocking a Doughty Voidwalker, which is mine, with my own Doughty Voidwalker. So I know this one on after damage resolves will go to his void zone. Where does my original that he had reanimated go? Does it go to my void zone or your graveyard? My graveyard, right?
Okay, I'm answering the judge call here, even though I'm not a certified level 7 judge. But it goes to Herman's graveyard. An interesting question, though. Good on these players for noticing that was even the case. So both Voidwalkers were owned by Herman. It was reanimated out of Herman's graveyard. So both of them will go to Herman's graveyard. If there weren't Voidwalkers on the battlefield, that's where the direction they would be headed. The one that is... I don't even know how to explain it. I think everybody understands what's going on. One of them goes to the graveyard, one of them goes to exile. I don't know.
In Force of Will.
Somebody else figure it out.
Reanimate my Bowmaster.
I answered the judge call.
Alright, so play it fetch land.
Can you believe they let me answer the judge calls? Isn't that insane? I have no idea what the hell's going on. All right, so we're attacking with 2 gigantic Death Shadows, getting chump blocked. And now John's board is clear. No Bowmaster, successfully brainstorming. Mr. Arch says, I do the same thing at our events. I am only a level 17 judge and really only fit for kitchen table and Theros block constructed judge calls. Yeah, I mean, it's really crazy that people let me answer judge calls. No idea what the hell I'm talking about.
Lucky you. Wait, did you go by? Wow, it's not being said.
Violent Outburst says, people ask me for judge calls because I'm the old guy who's been playing forever. Oh my god, is that what I've become, Violent Outburst? Am I the old guy who's been playing forever? Oh no.
I think I got this right. You're going down. I don't mean to be like that.
I mean, I am.
Yeah, you're right.
It was definitely helped out by John stoning himself.
Huh? Oh, yeah, stoning myself, yeah.
I also forgot that.
Still in the middle of this brainstorm. Now I'm rethinking my whole life. As this brainstorm resolves, I'm realizing what I've become.
This just buys me a turn. It's not good. Not good. So I'm keeping this. I'm always keeping this.
Mr. Arch says, I don't think Chris even plays that much Legacy these days with all the Lorcana. Yeah, I've been grinding Lorcana. It's one thing to play, but I'm grinding Lorcana. I'm trying to make it all the way to the top, you know.
Reanimate, targeting Bowmasters.
Reanimate targeting Bowmasters. All right, 2 more jump blockers. Do I want to challenge Frank Karsten? Yeah, exactly. I'm coming for the top spot.
Yeah, less options. Yeah,
Serious question. And I mean, no, I have no ill will whatsoever. Is Flesh and Blood still alive? I don't hear anything about it anymore. Is it over? Or is it still going? Does anybody know?
Yeah, that's
I haven't heard anything about that game in like 6 months, I feel like.
Right, okay, yeah.
Okay, I take back on the brainstorm. Would have been a huge mistake, and players are laughing about it.
the skill he was like.
This is the monthly.
Yeah, this is a monthly.
This would be.
All right, double chump.
Alright, brainstorm.
Now the brainstorm. Okay, so Sky Illusion says I went to an SEG in February, and there were so many people playing it, the same, if not more, than MTG. Okay, so maybe Flesh and Blood's still alive. Did they release a new set? I have no idea. I just haven't heard anything about it.
All right.
I have outs.
I felt like since Flesh and Blood came out, whenever that was, I've just been bombarded with Flesh and Blood stuff on all social platforms. But just lately, nothing. Again, I have nothing against people playing Flesh and Blood. I'm just commenting. And that's just my experience. Just Flesh and Blood at DreamHack? We were talking a moment ago about me being the old Magic player now. It's like people say stuff like, yeah, DreamHack. And I'm like, well, what's that again? I don't even know. I gotta like Google it. What's DreamHack? Is that like Comic-Con?
I need to top that game. Make that exact.
Stop with the events. No more. I have event fatigue.
Tracks are not Archon, unless Archon's in your hand. Archon will just kill him in spawn.
Huh?
Archon just kills him in
Oh,
spawn.
DreamHack, is that like a command fest? Oh,
let's kill. Yeah, 3.
I mean, if you need top deck anyway, might as well just get the card to kill him, right?
I don't know what's going on.
All right, I cut to my fate.
Drop.
Chris, are you going to BlizzardCon? No.
Yep.
I'm not going to freaking BlizzardCon.
I'll reanimate my Archon. I said another out. I'm at 5.
Yeah.
Play this.
It's crazy that John's even still alive. 2 Death Shadows swinging away. Reanimating Arkish Bowmaster.
Ping me again. Go to 2.
You again.
It's just insane that John is still alive.
This Bowmaster refuses to die.
Yeah.
All right.
Archon of Cruelty is in the graveyard. And Animate Dead could shift this game. Potentially. Grief. Pass.
Yeah. Despite this game having a comedy of errors, it's actually pretty close.
Actually, pretty close. Yeah.
Yeah, this game is pretty close. Ponder Shuffle. Is Pest Control in the main? Big moment coming up.
Nope, you got it.
All right, Herman takes game 1, but had to fight for it. Jeskai John not going down easily.
You storm and make and then you hold that zone.
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't before. When I played the rock frame, it was like, oh, okay, cool. Removal, mortite,
I'll keep.
Sure.
Okay, Jeskai John on the play. Flooded Strand pass.
See?
All right, Delthy Voidwalker on turn 1 for John. So an interesting thing that has been going on for John, and I'm curious what people think. John claims that he plays the Pauper format. And he has no proof that he actually plays, other than a group chat with people that could be bots that says, oh, when are we going to play Pauper? Yeah, we're playing Pauper soon. And John claims he goes to an LGS in the New York City area to play Pauper once a week. But I don't believe it. So what do I do? Do I go to this LGS on Pauper Night to check if John is there? Is that weird to do that? Is that like stalkery or something? Or am I just trying to get to the bottom of this whole situation?
That's hard. You know what? Message both of them. Yeah, just start.
Force of Will trying to protect this Stealthy Void Walker.
Yes.
No choice but to go and enter the event. I don't even have a Pauper deck, and even if I did, I have no idea what's going on. What's the metagame for Pauper? Not a slightest idea. But it might be worth trying to go to one of these events just to check if Jeskai John is there. I said to John, like, show us proof. Show us proof you play Pauper. Like, just prove it. And he refuses. I just don't believe it. Reanimate, Voidwalker. That resolves. But then at the same time, I'm thinking, like, who would lie about something like that? Like, what's the big deal? Like, you know, why would somebody say they play Pauper when they don't? Like, who would do something like that?
Animate my daughter.
Response.
Scott says, I mean, if I played Pauper, I wouldn't tell anyone either. All right, let's be nice. I have nothing against Pauper. We're just having fun. Be nice, legacy players. Be nice.
How do you should I know that the value along or I can't win a game against them.
If anybody watching has seen Jeskai John at a Pauper event, please let us know. I'm just not buying the whole story. I just don't believe it.
All right. Into our respective zones.
Sure. Or no, they go the other way, right? Oh no, yeah, that's
Yeah.
my void. That's your
Yeah,
void.
yeah.
Stealthy?
Okay.
Okay, another Dorothy Voidwalker for John. The Dorothy Voidwalkers are sending themselves into Void. It's all happening.
Sack a non-token creature.
Yes.
Have we completed the formal review of the Jeskai John moniker yet? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe MH3 will lead to John playing some Jeskai.
What is your deck?
Okay, reanimating a Voidwalker. Going down to 7. Death Shadow grows.
And what are your thoughts?
Yeah. So like you're playing basically just like round one.
Petty Theft on Death Shadow. Turn to hand. Brazen Borrower goes on an adventure. Adventure token available. Very nice.
I like playing blue cards and
I just want proof that John plays Pauper. That's really it. I want like a photo of John playing Pauper with a Pauper deck. Everything. I just want evidence.
totally no pressure at all.
I don't think that's too much to ask. All right, so Flooded Strand gets cracked here. That Shadow appears to be back on the board. Correctly putting it in the void. This guy John could find pest control.
So this is a win.
Yeah.
Double days?
Okay, double days counter Shadow. So that's successful. Passing the turn. Voidwalker is still on the board. John's at 11, so it might take some time. Okay, Brazen Borrower ends up being cast.
You played this turn. Okay, so I'm going to sack this to. I'll cast Delphi eventually. And
Targeting the
targeting Delphi.
Okay.
No,
I see.
draw. And
Okay, so a Dauthi Voidwalker cast off a Dauthi Voidwalker, and then a Death Shadow. Now Ponder, 6/6 Death Shadow as of right now. No way to grow it that I can see as far as like street rates and fetch lands and stuff like that.
The card has control.
okay.
Pest Control. All right, Pest Control has been found. Removes Death Shadow. Play a Wasteland. All right, Pest Control goes in the void. Pass the turn.
Do I need to? No, I want to cast my Go ahead. Yeah.
That's Delphi.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Yeah, these Dauthi Voidwalkers are jumping in and out of the graveyards and out of the exile, changing zones like crazy. It's like Dan out here. Grief has nothing to take. John is in trouble. Oh no, my camera went out again. All right, Herman gets the match. GG's.